In our increasingly digital world, every action we take online leaves a trace, a digital footprint. This footprint can be anything from a social media post to a downloaded file, or even an email address. These seemingly small pieces of data can, over time, become invaluable artifacts, offering glimpses into the past, much like ancient pottery fragments tell us about lost civilizations. Today, we embark on a journey of digital archaeology, sifting through the layers of the internet to uncover a story hidden within a peculiar email address. Our focus today is not a grand website or a famous online personality, but a simple string of characters, yangsiumutkan@gmail.com. At first glance, it appears to be just another email address. Yet, its unusual combination of letters sparked curiosity among digital archivists. It's not a common name, nor a recognizable word in English. This uniqueness made it stand out, prompting questions: who created this address? What was its purpose? And what story does Yangakumutkan truly tell? Before we delve deeper, let's understand the basic structure of an email address. An email address, short for electronic mail address, is a unique identifier used to send and receive messages over a computer network. It consists of two main parts, the username and the domain name, separated by the @ symbol, @. The username is the unique name chosen by the user, and the domain name identifies the email service provider, such as Gmail or Outlook. In our case, Yangakumutkan is the username. The gmail.com part of our email address tells us something crucial: it was hosted by Google's Gmail service. Gmail, launched in 2004, revolutionized email with its vast storage capacity and search features. The fact that Yangakumutkan is a Gmail address suggests it was created around or after this period, placing our artifact firmly in the early 21st century. This detail provides a valuable chronological marker for our investigation, narrowing down the potential timeframe for its origin. The username Yangakumutkan is the most intriguing part. Unlike common usernames like John.Doe or Smith_family, it doesn't immediately suggest a personal name or a straightforward identity. This often indicates a deliberate choice, perhaps a pseudonym, an inside joke, an acronym, or even a password hint. For digital archaeologists, such unique strings are like hieroglyphs, beckoning us to decipher their hidden meaning. What kind of individual would choose such a specific and non-obvious identifier? In the early days of the internet, before social media standardized our online personas, people often adopted highly creative and sometimes cryptic usernames. These weren't just functional addresses, they were expressions of identity, rebellion, or anonymity. Yangakumutkan could be a relic from this era, a time when digital identity was fluid and experimental. Understanding this context is vital, as it helps us appreciate the creative freedom and exploratory spirit prevalent online 2 decades ago. Our investigation began with comprehensive searches across various archived internet resources. This process, often referred to as web scraping or digital forensics, involves systematically collecting and analyzing data from websites, forums, and databases that are no longer actively maintained. We looked for mentions of yangsiumutkan@gmail.com or even just the username Yangakumutkan to find any context. This painstaking work is akin to an archaeologist carefully sifting through soil, hoping to find a shard of evidence. Initial searches yielded sparse, fragmented results. The username Yangakumutkan did not appear in prominent news archives or widely known public profiles. This suggested our subject was not a mainstream figure, but perhaps someone operating within a niche community or an individual who valued privacy. This challenge, however, only deepened the mystery, confirming that this was not a simple case of identifying a public figure. It was a true puzzle, requiring a more specialized approach. One of the first avenues of investigation involved linguistic analysis. Could Yangakumutkan be a word or a name from a non-English language? We ran the string through various linguistic databases and translation tools. While kin is a common Turkish surname and verb, and parts like Yanga or Kumut have some phonetic resemblance to words in different languages, no direct, coherent translation or established name emerged. It appeared to be a constructed term, rather than a natural language word. To unravel this enigma, we consulted Dr. Anya Sharma, a leading expert in digital forensics and early internet culture. Dr. Sharma heads the Digital Archiving Collective, an independent research group dedicated to preserving and interpreting forgotten online data. Her team specializes in tracing digital identities and reconstructing narratives from the fragments left behind. This was exactly the kind of intricate case her collective was established to solve, leveraging their deep understanding of internet evolution. Dr. Sharma's team began by expanding the scope of the search beyond mainstream archives. They dove into less accessible areas of the web, old Usenet groups, defunct mailing lists, and specialized forums dedicated to net art, early coding, and digital activism from the early 2000s. These often unindexed corners of the internet held the most promise. It was like searching for a rare book in a forgotten library, knowing that the most valuable insights often lie off the main shelves. Given the alphanumeric structure, Dr. Sharma hypothesized that Yangda-Kumutkan might be an acronym or a mnemonic device. An acronym is a word formed from the first letters of other words, like NASA or scuba. A mnemonic device is a technique people use to remember information, often through patterns or associations. This theory suggested that the username wasn't random, but encoded a message, a project name, or a personal philosophy. This was a common practice in early online communities. What made Yangda-Kumutkan even more fascinating was its consistent appearance. It wasn't a one-off post, it surfaced repeatedly in the metadata of several obscure digital art and experimental web projects between 2005 and 2007. It acted like a signature, a persistent digital echo. This consistency suggested a single, dedicated individual or a very specific group. Its anomaly lay in its persistent presence without any clear public explanation or accompanying identifying information. Through meticulous cross-referencing of fragmented forum posts and archived project manifests, a name slowly began to emerge in conjunction with Yangda-Kumutkan, Alex Chun. This individual was referenced sporadically as a contributor, a visionary, or a project lead in discussions about experimental web-based art and decentralized collaboration. However, Alex Chen itself is a common name, making it difficult to pinpoint the exact person without further distinguishing details. To confirm the link between Yangda-Kumutkan and Alex Chen, the team employed advanced network analysis techniques. They looked for patterns in digital interactions, who communicated with whom, when, and where. While privacy protections prevent direct access to email content, the metadata information about the emails, like sender, recipient, and timestamps, can reveal connections. This method allowed them to build a social graph of interactions around the Yangda-Kumutkan address, solidifying its connection to Alex Chen. Further digging revealed that Alex Chen was an independent net artist and programmer active in the mid-2000s. Chen was known for pushing the boundaries of what was possible with web technologies, often exploring themes of digital identity, community, and the ephemeral nature of online data. This profile perfectly matched the kind of individual who would adopt a unique, coded email address. Chen was part of a pioneering generation that saw the internet not just as a tool, but as a medium for artistic expression. The most significant discovery was the recurring mention of Project Chimera in connection with both Alex Chen and the Yangda-Kumutkan email. Project Chimera was an ambitious, experimental web art initiative aimed at creating a decentralized, collaborative narrative platform. Participants could contribute text, images, and code snippets, which would dynamically evolve the project. The email Yangda-Kumutkan appeared to be the administrative contact or central identifier for this groundbreaking online endeavor. Project Chimera wasn't just about art, it was a testament to the early internet's spirit of open collaboration and community. It brought together artists, coders, writers, and thinkers from around the globe, long before platforms like GitHub or Wikipedia became ubiquitous. The Yangda-Kumutkan email address became a rallying point, a consistent channel for communication and coordination among these diverse contributors. It symbolized the project's decentralized nature, where no single person was overtly in charge. The breakthrough came in the archives of a defunct net art forum, where Yangda-Kumutkan was used in the signature of numerous posts from someone identifying as AC, presumed to be Alex Chen. In one particular thread discussing Project Chimera's initial concept, AC explicitly outlined the philosophy behind the project. Crucially, they also explained the meaning of the unique email address, intending it as a playful, encrypted nod to the project's core tenets. This was the Rosetta Stone we were searching for. With the forum posts as a guide, Dr. Sharma and her team finally had the key to unlock Yangda. Alex Chen, in a long-forgotten post, explained the username was an elaborate acronym, carefully constructed to embody the very essence of Project Chimera. The playful encryption was a challenge, a small puzzle for those who truly cared to look. This method of hiding meaning was a characteristic flourish of early net artists, who often embedded hidden messages within their work. The acronym revealed itself in 3 distinct parts, each reflecting a core aspect of Project Chimera. Let's break it down letter by letter, or rather, segment by segment. This was not a simple, single-word acronym, but a layered phrase, almost poetic in its construction, reflecting the artistic and philosophical depth Alex Chen brought to their work. It truly encapsulated the spirit of their endeavor, a blend of technology and creative vision. The first segment, YNG, stands for Yet Another Network Gateway Experiment. This phrase subtly acknowledges the experimental nature of the project. In early internet culture, yet another was a common, somewhat self-deprecating prefix for new projects, hinting at both innovation and the vast, ever-growing landscape of online endeavors. Network Gateway refers to its function as a portal, and experiment underlines its pioneering, exploratory spirit. It was a humble yet ambitious declaration. Next, Comet deciphers as Collaborative Universal Media Utility Tool. This segment clearly articulated Project Chimera's primary function and aspirations. Collaborative highlighted its community-driven nature. Universal Media emphasized its acceptance of diverse digital formats, text, images, audio, video, a radical idea for its time. And Utility Tool spoke to its practical aim, to provide a platform for creation and interaction, making it more than just art, but a functional engine for collective expression. Finally, CAN stands for Creative Articulation Network. This last part of the acronym captures the artistic and expressive core of Project Chimera. It wasn't just a platform, it was a network designed for creative articulation, a space where ideas could be formed, shared, and evolved dynamically through the contributions of many. It envisioned the internet as a living canvas, where collective thought and individual creativity could intertwine, forming new, emergent narratives. A truly inspiring vision. Putting it all together, Yangda translates to Yet Another Network Gateway Experiment, Collaborative Universal Media Utility Tool, Creative Articulation Network. This cumbersome yet deeply meaningful phrase perfectly encapsulates Project Chimera, its experimental nature, its functional purpose, and its artistic ambition. The email address was not just an identifier, it was a mission statement, a manifesto embedded within a simple string of characters, waiting to be rediscovered. A true digital time capsule. Project Chimera was a pioneering example of decentralized art, a concept where no single author or entity controls the final artwork. Instead, it emerges from the distributed contributions of many. This aligns with the broader movement towards decentralization that gained traction in the early internet, valuing peer-to-peer interaction over centralized control. Chen's project foreshadowed many modern decentralized applications and collaborative creative platforms we see today, years before they became commonplace. Alex Chen's choice to encode the project's entire philosophy into an email username was a profound statement. It reflected a belief in the power of hidden meanings, the value of deliberate discovery, and the idea that true understanding often requires effort and curiosity. It was a challenge to those who encountered it, an invitation to delve deeper than surface-level appearances. This intellectual playfulness was a hallmark of the experimental net art scene of that era, valuing concept over immediate gratification. For Alex Chen, yangisiumutken@gmail.com was more than an address, it was the digital heart of Project Chimera. Chen intended it to be a subtle yet profound declaration of the project's values: experimentation, collaboration, and creative networking. It was designed to attract those who were patient and curious enough to unravel its secret, effectively self-selecting a community of like-minded individuals. This ingenious approach helped foster a dedicated and engaged group of contributors. The discovery of the meaning behind yangsiumutkan@gmail.com is significant for several reasons. It not only reconstructs the story of a forgotten pioneering web art project and its enigmatic creator, Alex Chen, but it also illuminates the rich, experimental culture of the early internet. It reminds us that even seemingly trivial digital artifacts can hold profound historical and cultural value, offering windows into past innovations and the motivations of early digital pioneers. This entire investigation is a prime example of digital archaeology in action. This emerging field applies archaeological principles to digital data, analyzing historical records, obsolete file formats, and archived web pages to reconstruct the past. Just as traditional archaeologists unearth ancient ruins, digital archaeologists delve into the decaying digital landscape to find, preserve, and interpret the fragments of our recent online history. It's a race against time as older formats become unreadable. Beyond the technical details, this story underscores the deeply human element embedded in our digital lives. Yangsiumutkan isn't just an acronym, it represents a human being's vision, their creativity, and their desire to connect and collaborate. It's a testament to the ingenuity and passion of individuals like Alex Chen who shaped the nascent internet, leaving behind subtle clues for future generations to discover. These digital footprints tell us who we were, and who we aspire to be. The case of yangsiumutkan@gmail.com highlights the critical importance of digital preservation. As technology rapidly advances, older digital content risks being lost forever. Initiatives like the Internet Archive and organizations such as Dr. Sharma's Digital Archiving Collective are crucial for saving this heritage. Without their efforts, vast portions of our online past, including pioneering projects like Project Chimera, would simply vanish, leaving gaps in our collective digital memory. This story encourages us to reflect on our own digital footprints. What messages are we inadvertently leaving behind? What stories do our usernames, our emails, and our online activities tell about us? In an age where digital permanence is often taken for granted, it's a valuable exercise to consider how future digital archaeologists might interpret our present-day online personas and the projects we engage with. Every digital artifact holds potential meaning. The tale of yangsiumutkan also speaks to the evolving nature of digital identity. From cryptic usernames to curated social media profiles, how we present ourselves online is constantly changing. Yet, the core human desire for expression, connection, and legacy remains. As we move further into decentralized web technologies, new forms of digital identity, and new ways of leaving our mark will emerge. The future of online identity promises to be as rich and varied as its past. What began as a perplexing string of letters, yangsiumutkan@gmail.com, has led us on an unexpected journey through early internet history, net art, and the complexities of digital archaeology. It reminds us that every piece of data, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, can be a doorway to a larger narrative, waiting for a curious mind to unlock its secrets. Our digital world is teeming with untold stories, if only we know how to listen. The story of yangsiumutkan serves as a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit of creativity and exploration, now transposed onto the digital canvas. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, to appreciate the layers of meaning embedded in our online world, and to recognize the importance of preserving these digital echoes for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of a hidden digital legacy.